She walked into the saloon with a fire in every step she made, boots tapping on the wooden floor like a heartbeat I couldn't escape. Her hips were slow and steady, moving honey through the night, and I swear the whole room faded when she turned into the light. One look from her was enough to make the desert feel like a flame. Cowgirl heat, burning through the smoky air. The way she moves her body makes it hard not to stare. She's got curves like a rolling thunder, eyes that pull me off my feet. Lord, I'm losing all control to that cowgirl heat. Her long hair brushed her shoulders like a whisper meant to tease, and the shimmer of her silhouette brought every cowboy to his knees. She smiled like she knew my secrets, like she saw right through my skin. And the softness of her presence lit a wildfire deep within. She said, careful cowboy, I can get inside your soul. Cowgirl heat, burning through the smoky air. The way she moves her body makes it hard not to stare. She's got curves like a rolling thunder, eyes that pull me off my feet. Lord, I'm losing all control to that cowgirl heat, yeah. She danced closer to the lanterns, casting shadows on the wall. And with every little motion, I could feel my heartbeat fall. She leaned in just a moment, and her breath brushed against my skin, a spark that felt forbidden, but too strong to keep within. Cowgirl heat, the kind of man can't ever tame. She walks like temptation's daughter, setting desert nights aflame. If desire is a danger, then I'm walking right into defeat, taken by the fire of that cowgirl heat. Yeah, she's the flame I can't forget.
Shadow rise under the blood-red sky. Boots scuff the dirt where the vultures cry. The canyon whispers secrets old and dry. The Lone Star burns but never asks why. Dust on the horizon, ghosts in the air. Every step I take, they're waiting there.
Dust on the horizon, a reckoning near. The wind sings low, the end is clear. The leather's cracked like the stories I hold. A heart turned black from the lies it told. Saguaro arms stretch to a sky of gold, but the night grows colder and the truth feels old. Tell me, does the desert mourn or just forget the ones it's torn? Dust on the horizon, ghosts in the air. Every step I take, they're waiting there. Dust on the horizon, a reckoning near. The wind sings low, the end is clear. Six-yard side, the tumbleweed rolls, it don't ask why. The moon bears witness with a silver eye to a man who can't outrun goodbye. Walked into the evening light with a sway that stole my breath. Long red hair upon her shoulders like the flames of southern west. Her eyes were deep as midnight, shining warm against the dust, and the curve of her smile hit me harder than a bullet ever could. She wasn't mine to want, but wanting her was all I knew. There's a fire in her eyes, soft and sweet but dangerous. Every move she made pulls me closer to the edge. She's the wife of my best friend, but my heart won't let her go. Yeah, there's a fire in her eye, and it burns right through my soul. The way she touched her hair, Lord, made the desert feel alive, and the sunlight on her skin lit a warmth I couldn't hide. The softness of her figure, like a secret meant to tempt, made my cowboy heart surrender with a passion unconfessed. She whispered, don't look at me like you see what's underneath. There's a fire in her eyes, soft and sweet but dangerous. Every move she makes pulls me closer to the edge. She's the wife of my best friend, but my heart won't let her go. Yeah, there's a fire in her eye, and it burns right through my soul. stepped a little closer, saying you're making this too hard. I can feel your gaze upon me like a hand across my heart. But still I couldn't turn away, caught by beauty, caught by sin, a forbidden kind of longing I could never keep within. There's a fire in her eyes, a light I shouldn't chase, but the way she moves, the way she breathes, sets the desert all ablaze. She's the wife of my best friend, so I ride this pain alone. Yeah, the fire in her eyes is a truth I'll never own. And I'll carry that desire like a secret carved in stone. Out on the open prairie where the long grass meets the sky, he rides beneath the silver moon with a fire in his eyes. The wind is full of echoes from a time he never knew, voices of the riders who once crossed these plains of blue. And the shadows move beside him like they're walking in his tracks. Ghosts of the prairie rising with the evening breeze, they whisper ancient stories through the sage and rolling sea. Ghosts of the prairie calling out his destiny, and it follows through the twilight where the spirits ride free. He hears the distant thunder of 1,000 phantom hooves, a memory of battles and the lives the prairie took. Every star above the desert seems to shimmer with their names, burning like the souls of cowboys lost to wind and flame. And the silence feels like music from a world beyond the dust. Ghosts of the prairie rising with the evening breeze, they whisper ancient stories through the sage and rolling seas. Ghosts of the prairie calling out his destiny, and it follows through the twilight where the spirits ride free. darkness starts to fall. For every dream he buried still answers to their call. They guide him through the shadows with a courage he once feared, showing him the strength to face a truth that's finally clear. Ghosts of the prairie walking right beside his soul. They taught him how to carry every wound and every toll. Ghosts of the prairie lead him where he needs to be, and at dawn he rides forever, where the spirits run free. Yeah, the of the prairie are the only ones who ride with me. He walked into the desert bar, shadows dancing on her skin, a leather skirt that hugged her frame, and danger written in her grin. Her eyes were cold like midnight heat, a fire with no disguise, and the whole room turned to silence when she locked me in her eyes. The drums inside my chest beat louder than the ones in the dark. Leather skirt, desert eyes, she moves like trouble in disguise. Every step a deadly secret, every glance a warning sign. Leather skirt, desert eyes, I should run but I can't hide. In the darkness of the night, she pulls me to the other side. She leaned against the doorway slow, breathing shadows into me. Said, cowboy, don't get too close, you don't know what I used to be. But her voice was like a whisper made of smoke and hidden scars, and her touch felt like a promise carried over from the stars. She said, I break the hearts of men just by walking through the room. Leather skirt, desert eyes, she moves like trouble in disguise. Every step a deadly secret, every glance a warning sign. Leather skirt, desert eyes, I should run but I can't hide. In the darkness of the night, she pulls me to the other side. Outside the desert wind grew loud like drums beneath the sky. She told me someone hunted her but wouldn't say the reason why. Then she pressed her hand on mine and the night began to bend. A beautiful, dangerous shadow I knew I couldn't defend. Leather skirt, desert eyes, a storm that never tells lies. She walks with thunder in her heartbeat and the moon behind her stride. Leather skirt, desert eyes, Lord, she cuts me deep inside. In this dark motel of fate, she's the truth I can't deny. And as the desert swallowed light, her eyes still burned into my night. He rode into El Paso with the sunrise at his back, a shadow worn and tired from a lifetime on the track. No one knew his story, but the dust upon his coat spoke of broken hearts and memories only silence could quote. And the wind carried his sorrow like a whisper through the streets. He's a lonesome rider of El Paso, with a past he'll never show. Wandering soul in the canyon light, chasing dreams he used to know. Every road he takes is haunted, every sunset feels like home. He's the lonesome rider of El Paso, forever bound to roam. He stopped beside a tavern where the lantern softly swayed, and the echo of a woman's voice cut through him like a blade. She sang a song of longing, of a lover lost and gone, and he felt his weary spirit tremble to the sound. Her voice touched something fragile, place he thought had died. He's a lonesome rider of El Paso, with a past he'll never show. Wandering soul in the canyon light, chasing dreams he used to know. Every road he takes is haunted, every sunset feels like home. He's a lonesome rider of El Paso, forever bound to roam. Some say he left a woman, some say she left him first. Some say he lost a duel, some say he carries a curse. But the truth was just a memory he buried long ago, a love he couldn't save beneath the burning desert glow. He's a lonesome rider of El Paso, where the night can heal a break. He keeps riding toward tomorrow, though his heart is still at stake. In the fading Texas twilight, he rides on and disappears. He's the lonesome rider of El Paso, chasing ghosts of younger years. Midnight at the edge of town, neon humming through the heat. I checked in just to kill the hours. Room 3 on a dusty street. Then she knocked soft on my doorway like a whisper meant for me. A silhouette in desert moonlight, too perfect not to see. She said, I shouldn't be here, but I got nowhere else to go. Midnight Motel room 3, where a shadow fell on me. Her lips said nothing, but her eyes begged silently. She moved like danger's daughter, soft as secrets in the dark. In Midnight Motel room 3, she set fire to my heart. She took a step into the lamplight, hair cascading like a flame. Her body drawn in curves and shadows, Lord, I barely knew my name. She sat down on the corner bed, breathing slow, just watching me. And the way her voice said stay brought me down to my knees. She whispered, cowboy, don't ask questions, just let tonight be what it needs. Midnight Motel room 3, where a shadow fell on me. Her lips said nothing, but her eyes begged silently. She moved like dangerous daughter, soft as secrets in the dark. In Midnight Motel room 3, she set fire to my heart. But every angel has a story, and hers was written deep in scars. She said someone was out searching, chasing her beneath the stars. I told her she was safe with me as the desert winds grew loud. And when she laid her hand on mine, the world just slowed around. Midnight Motel room 3, where fake came knocking quietly. A stranger wrapped in moonlight, but she felt like destiny. If tomorrow brings the danger, tonight she's here with me. In Midnight Motel room 3, she became my memory. Yeah, Midnight Motel room 3, where she changed the man in me.
Out in the Texas desert, where the shadows never lie, I ride beneath the burning sun, a steel echo in the sky. The wind is whispering stories of the men who came before, their footprints buried in the dust, the names forever lost in war. And the crows circle slowly, like they're guarding every mile. In the heart of Texas wild, where the red dirt runs for miles I hear the desert call my name, like a ghost lost in the flames. With the wind against my skin, I feel the echoes rolling in. This land of dust and broken bones is the only place I've ever known. The cactus stands like soldiers in a silent waiting line, and the river carved in stone keeps the secrets of time. A lone star hangs above me like a watchful outlaw's eye, guiding every weary cowboy who was meant to ride, not die. And the night falls heavy on me, with a truth I can't outrun. In the heart of Texas wild, where the red dirt runs for miles, I hear the desert call my name, like a ghost lost in the flames. With the wind against my skin, I feel the echoes rolling in. This land of dust and broken bones is the only place I've ever known. Swallows men, but the soul of Texas wilderness will always bring me home again. Was a weathered Texas cowboy, 55 years on the trail, riding slow beneath the sunrise, with a heart too tough to fail. But then he saw her by the canyon on a horse of silver flame, a girl with long red hair like fire. He never felt the same. She smiled for just a moment, like the desert wind turned warm. Oh, red hair in the dust, she stole his heart with just a glance. Every move she made was magic, like an angel caught in chance. But the truth hit him like thunder, cut him deep and left him torn. For the cowboy knew that love can break a man like a storm. He followed every motion, every whisper of her range. Her silhouette against the sunrise carved her memory in his veins. But she rode up close and softly said, "Your eyes make me embarrassed, sir. I'm a married woman cowboy, there's nothing you can hope from her." And her voice fell like a warning, sharp as steel against his chest. Oh, red hair in the dust, she stole his heart with just a glance. Every move she made was
feel caught in chance. But her words cut like a dagger, left him bleeding in the dawn. For the cowboy learned that love ain't always meant to carry on. He turned away in silence, hid the shaking in his breath. But the truth she spoke had struck him like a knife of burning death. Still he watched her ride the distance, disappearing in the sun, knowing some loves break a cowboy long before they've ever begun. Oh, red hair in the dust, a memory can't erase. She rode off into the sunrise, but her shadow stays in place. And he'll ride the Texas highways with that heartbreak in his bones. For the cowboy lost a dream he was never meant to own. Yes, some love lives forever, even when it leaves you all alone. Silent where the dust meets the night, and the moon hangs like a lantern in a sky of broken light. He rides along the shoreline where the memories never sleep, a shadow in the darkness with a promise he can't keep. And the wind calls out his secret like a whisper carved in stone under the red river moon, where the night plays a lonesome tune. He feels the weight of 1,000 miles and a love he lost too soon. Under the red river moon, where the water bleeds maroon, he walks the line between regret and the ghost of something true. When the summer sun was wild, a woman with a heart of fire and a spirit running wild. But destiny is ruthless and the river never lies. It carries broken stories underneath its crimson sky, and a voice still haunts the twilight like a song he used to know. Under the red river moon, where the night plays a lonesome tune, he feels the weight of 1,000 miles and a love he lost too soon. Under the red river moon, where the water bleeds maroon, he walks the line between regret and the ghost of something true.
the current as it whispers through the dark. Every ripple like a heartbeat echoing inside his heart. He knows he can't go backward, but he's scared to ride ahead. So he leaves a final prayer in the riverbed. Under the red river moon, he lets go of her too soon. But the river keeps a memory like a flame that never cools. Under the red river moon, he disappears into the gloom. A cowboy car from dust and pain, riding toward another dawn again. Yeah. Under that red river moon, he lost her and found the truth. Riding down the canyon road beneath the dying Texas sun, he feels the silence chasing him like shadows on the run. Every mile he hears her laughter like an echo from the past, a whisper carved in sandstone that was never meant to last. And the wind keeps calling softly like it knows what he's become. Shadows on the canyon road, following everywhere he goes. He's a man of dust and memories carved by time and buried dreams. Shadows on the canyon road where love once lived and now it's cold. And he rides beneath the fading light with ghosts to guide him through the night. He remembers how she held him when the storms would tear the sky. But love can fall like desert rain, here once then gone and dry. Her name still burns like fire pages of his soul, but the canyon keeps his secrets where no man can take control. Every heartbeat feels like thunder breaking through the great unknown. Shadows on the canyon road, following everywhere he goes. He's a man of dust and memories carved by time and buried dreams. Shadows on the canyon road where love once lived and now it's cold. And he rides beneath the fading light with ghosts to guide him through the night. Stars begin their vigil as the darkness takes its throne. He whispers to the canyon, tell me why I ride alone. But the night just gives him silence and a path he cannot change. So he rides into tomorrow through the wild and endless rain. Shadows on the canyon road, always pulling at his soul. He keeps searching for the heart he lost, counting every lonely cost. Shadows on the canyon road, where the truth is never told, and the cowboy fades into the night.
a broken flame without a light. There's shadows on the canyon road. Oh, the only friend he's ever known.
Came riding through the canyon like a flame against the dusk. Her hair a wild red wildfire, her body carved from dust. Every movement slow and burning, every breath a warning sign. And the way she held that saddle made the desert feel divine. Felt the heat rise in my chest like the drums beneath the sky. She rode like fire, stealing every breath from me. Her hips moved with the rhythm of a storm I couldn't flee. She rode like fire, untamed, fierce and free. Lord, I knew I'd lose my soul if she ever rode to me. She stopped beside my shadow, eyes glowing in the night, and said, "Cowboy, don't come closer unless you're ready for the fight." Her voice was low and velvet dark, her smile a sharpened blade. And even though she burned like danger, I couldn't look away. She whispered, "I break strong men without ever touching their skin." She rolled like fire, stealing every breath from me. Her hips move with the rhythm of a storm I couldn't flee. She rolled like fire, untamed, fierce and free. Lord, I knew I'd lose my soul if she ever rode to me. As the desert winds grew louder, she circled me like fate. Her silhouette a wildfire dance, I was powerless to escape. She leaned in just a moment, heat trembling through the air. And in her eyes I saw a woman no man should ever dare. She rolled like fire, burning through the darkened plain. A goddess in the saddle, born from passion, dust and flame. She rolled like fire, a sin I long to see. If she ever rode toward my heart, she'd be the end of me. Yeah, she rolled like fire and lit the wild inside of me. We met beneath the bleeding sky, where the desert kissed the dying sun. She rode toward me through the shadows, like a fate I couldn't outrun. Her voice was soft but trembling, holding secrets carved in scars. And she said, just stay with me until the night forgets who we are. The drums inside my chest match the thunder of the land. Stolen hours in the canyon light, where forbidden hearts ignite. With the beating of the earth, she held me through the night. Stolen hours, borrowed flame, no one left to take the blame. In the silence of the storm, I whispered her name. She said her home was filled with cold, a man she loved who loved her less. And when she took my hand that night, I felt her pain beneath her breath. The wind grew dark around us, like the world could feel our sin. But her touch was fire breaking free, and I let the danger in. Her eyes said, save me, cowboy. But her heart said, let me burn. Stolen hours in the canyon light, where forbidden hearts ignite. With the beating of the earth, she held me through the night. Stolen hours, borrowed flame, no one left to take the blame. In the silence of the storm, I whispered her name. Drums rolled like prophecy as the night pulled us apart. She rode away at dawn's first breath, tearing daylight through my heart. But I can still feel her shadows every time the thunder roars. A woman trapped in promises, a soul I can't ignore. Stolen on a desert night, where she held me far too tight. Epic love in stolen time, written on the canyon lines. Stolen hours burning slow, she's the truth I shouldn't know. In the echo of the drums, I still feel her soul. My only fight.
I met her on a lonely stretch where neon faded into dust. She stepped into my headlights slow with a gaze I felt I had to trust. Her black hair danced like wildfire flame, and her voice was soft but cold. She said, take me west before sunrise, and my restless heart took hold. She was a shadow I couldn't read, a whispered truth I couldn't see. With her headphones on, lost in the night, I knew trouble was riding with me. Beautiful stranger under desert lights, but her secrets cut too deep. We drove through miles of open dark, just the moon to guide our flight. She stared out at the canyon walls like she'd lived an endless night. But when the sirens echoed far behind, a chill ran down my spine. She didn't flinch or say a word, just said, keep going, don't look behind. She was a shadow I couldn't read, a whispered truth I couldn't see. I knew trouble was riding with me. A beautiful stranger under desert lights, but her secrets cut too deep. At a lonely motel outside Tucson, the truth came knocking hard. Federal badges, flashing lights, they said she left a trail of scars. I watched them lead her through the doorway, her hands in iron chains, and in her eyes I saw a woman carrying far too much pain. She was a shadow truth I couldn't see. With her headphones on, lost in the night, I knew trouble was riding with me. A beautiful stranger under desert lights, but her secrets cut too deep. Still driving through that memory, haunted by her face and voice. One night with her changed everything, like fate had made the choice. A stranger under desert lights, and I lost my heart that night. He found her by the canyon, standing fierce against the dawn. A girl with long dark hair and eyes that cut like polished stone. But what caught his gaze in silence wasn't beauty, wasn't charm. It was a rusted sheriff's star she held tight in her palm. And she said, "This star was my father, taken by the man who stole his life." She's a girl with a rusted star, carrying justice in her scars, with a fire burning deep inside. Just wanna finish what he tried. In the dust of the western night, she stands ready for the fight. Yeah, the girl with the rusted star ain't afraid of who they are. She told him of the outlaws who had torn her world apart, a ruthless band of riders with the devil in their hearts. And though he was a drifter with no place to call his home, he saw her courage shining like a flame against the storm. So he said, "I'll ride beside you. Some deaths ain't meant to die alone." She's a girl with a rusted star, carrying justice in her scars, with a fire burning deep inside. Just wanna finish what he tried. In the dust of the western night, she stands ready for the fight. Yeah, the girl with the rusted star ain't afraid of who they are. Across the valley where the shadows twist and roam, through thorn and wild mesquite to the outlaws heading home. The moon lit up her father's badge like a ghostly guiding flame as she whispered to the desert, "Tonight I'll reclaim his name." She's a girl with a rusted star, stronger than their darkest scars, with a cowboy riding at her side. She brings an end unjustified in the echo of the canyon's cry. The outlaws fall beneath the sky. Now the girl with the rusted star knows her father's peace ain't far. Yeah, the rusted star still shines, carved in justice, blood, and time.
He left the town at sunrise with a promise in his hand, a letter from a dying friend, his final last command. "Take this home to Abilene, to the woman that I love." So the cowboy rode in silence with the heavens far above, and the wind carried his sorrow like a whisper through the plains. On the last ride to Abilene, where the gold He remembers when they rode as boys beside the Rio Grande, two shadows chasing freedom in a young and gentle land. But life can turn like bullets and take all you hold inside. Now he rides for both their stories with the desert as his guide. Every mile feels like a heartbeat of a brother he once knew. On the last ride to Abilene, where the ghosts of dreams still lean, he's a man of duty, dust and steel, with a heart he barely feels. Through the storm and desert dry, neath the wide and mournful sky, he will ride until he's seen the last lights of Abilene. As the sun begins to darken and the longhorn shadows grow, he feels the weight of every memory in the Texas evening glow. At the edge of that old town, he hands a letter with a tear, and her trembling hands reveal the truth he carried all these years. On the last ride to Abilene, where his soul was caught between a promise made, a brother lost, a lifetime paid at any cost. In the glow of lantern light, he disappears into the night, for the cowboy's heart has always been on the last ride to Abilene. Yeah, some roads a man must ride alone, and Abilene is where his story's carved in stone. I walked into that old saloon with the desert burning low. The air was thick with whiskey smoke and danger in the glow. Then I saw her through the shadows, moving slow with deadly grace. A woman shaped like temptation, fire shining in her face. And my heart, like a loaded pistol, shook the moment she looked my way. Yeah, whiskey and gunpowder in the way she moved so slow. One touch from her eyes could drop a man with just one blow. Her hips sway like a warning, like a sin you can't outrun. Whiskey and gunpowder, and I'm already coming undone. Her voice was soft as moonlight, but her smile could draw a knife. She said, "Cowboy, you look troubled. Are you running from your life?" I felt the heat around her like the desert in July, and the curve of her body made the whole room come alive. She whispered, "Careful, stranger, storm behind the rain. Yeah, whiskey and gunpowder in the way she moved so slow. One touch from her eyes could drop a man with just one blow. Her hips swayed like a warning, like a sin you can't outrun. Whiskey and gunpowder, and I'm already coming undone. Her husband was a gunslinger sitting silent by the bar, but the way she kept on watching me left the wildfire in my heart. I knew I shouldn't want her, but desire's a hungry flame, and the scent of her perfume drove my cowboy blood insane. Whiskey and gunpowder, she was danger dressed in red. Every breath she took filled my mind with thoughts unsaid. If the night had offered mercy, Lord, I might have taken her home. But whiskey and gunpowder left me burning all alone.